Explanations. Relative clauses are short phrases beginning with words like who, that and which, called relative pronouns, that define or describe people and things. There are two types. Defining relative clauses. We use these to identify exactly which person or thing we mean. The information is necessary for the sentence to make sense. The doctor who treated me told me not to worry. In this example, there is more than one doctor and we only know which one by the relative clause. Non-defining relative clauses. We use these to give extra information. The information is not necessary for the sentence to make sense. To show this in writing, we use commas. Pablo Picasso, who died in 1973, was a painter and sculptor. Relative pronouns. Which, that. Which refers to things and that refers to people and things. That is more common, especially in speech. The bus which goes to Cairo leaves from here. The woman that we spoke to gave us directions. The road that we took led to an ancient temple. Who and whom. Who and whom refer to people. In formal speech and writing, we can use whom instead of who where who is the object of the sentence. See below. We can also use whom after a preposition. However, this is becoming less common and in modern English speakers rarely use whom. Instead they use who or that. The people who live next door make a lot of noise. The people that live next door make a lot of noise. It was the same boy whom I met yesterday. The is the subject, whom, is the object. No one knows by whom the victim was shot. After the preposition by, but very rare in modern English. No one knows who the victim was shot by. Normal usage in speech and writing. Whose. Whose shows that something belongs to someone. The girl whose case had been stolen went to the police station. Leaving out the relative pronoun. To understand whether you can leave out the relative pronoun, you need to look at whether the relative clause refers to the subject or object of the sentence. A relative clause that refers to the subject of the sentence. The doctor who treated me told me not to worry. The doctor, subject, treated me, object. A relative clause that refers to the object of the sentence. The doctor that, whom I spoke to told me not to worry. I, subject, spoke to the doctor, object. We can leave out the relative pronoun in a defining relative clause that refers to the object. The doctor I spoke to told me not to worry. We cannot leave out the relative pronoun in a defining relative clause that refers to the subject. The doctor who treated me told me not to worry. In a non-defining relative clause we must keep the relative pronoun. Pablo Picasso, who died in 1973, was a painter and sculptor. We can also leave out the relative pronoun after a superlative. That was the best meal that I've ever eaten.
An old man, who was carrying a suitcase, knocked at the door. B. The winner, whose bike was an unusual design, won a medal. C. The girl who spoke to me turned out to be in my class. D. The museum, which was in a beautiful building, was closed. E. A policewoman that we asked told us to get there. F. The boy whose house I was staying at was an old friend. G. The last person whose pen I borrowed didn't get it back.